Hey everyone, stay-at-home stitcher here, Erin. I'm back. I just recorded a floss tube, and then I got a notification on my email saying, hey, you have a package in your mailbox. So I went to my mailbox, and here I am for the unboxing of One Day Saving. I'm in a collaboration with OneDaySaving.com, and they sent me some products to share with y'all. So get your coffee. Here's the mug shot, refilled from the floss tube, and coffee, water, tea, whatever you're drinking. If you're drinking a good one, let me know. Let's get started. Still really hot. So if you're wearing headphones, just know that there's going to be crinkling because these are in plastic, like mailer envelope things. And they're also in a plastic bag inside of there. So if you're wearing headphones, you might want to turn me down a couple clicks. Let's get started. We're going to unbox these together. I have not opened them. That's all I did. We're going to open these and we're going to start them. So let's see what we got. Throw the trash on the floor. Yeah. So the first one, let's do this one first. Is called Christmas Cottage 3. And it's a little quilt shop. How cute is that? It looks like there's quite a bit of back stitching, but I think without the back stitching, it would not be the same. Let's see if we have to. Oh, it looks like there's some half stitches too. Let's see if we have to stitch all this blue or if that's the fabric's blue. I don't think the fabric would be blue. Let's see here. Oh, this is a little one. How cute. So, I'm going to take all the stuff out and show you what it comes with here. So there's the cover page. I'm not going to take it out. On the back here are your instructions. It's printed on the bag. I love how they do that. And then you get the paper. Yeah. I don't know what count this one is. So this one, it says there's full stitches, half stitch, back stitch, and French knots, y'all. Okay, I'm gonna show you this really quick. The pattern that they have printed on the paper is super clear. If you can see that from there, I give you props. There's the fabric. 14 count. Looks like 14 count. It's gonna be small. This is gonna be so cute. I'm excited. Comes with needles, 2 needles and a little baggy stapled here. I like that they do that. Yep, 14 count. So here's your threads. Get them untangled here. So there's your colors. Wow, so cute. It's got some cute colors. Let's see. It says 1/1. No way. Really? Oh, my nose itches, y'all. Okay, so it's 14 count, 15 by 17 centimeters. 14 count, use 2 strands to stitch. So this is not a printed, this is a counted. Okay. So this is not, duh, the fabric's white, Erin. So this is a counted cross stitch kit. Fun. Fun, fun, fun. This will be fun to figure out. I've never done a counted from them before. So it says you read the paper, the symbol on the paper, find the corresponding number, choose the right thread, find the center point in the fabric, find the center point on your pattern and begin at the center. I like how it has, you know, your different stitches and what they should look like and all that. So yeah, there's that one. Do we want to start this one already? Or do we want to show the other one and then stitch? Let's go ahead and show the other one. That way if people aren't wanting to start these with me, they can see the other one that I got. And then they can move on if they like. So there's that one. The next one I don't know what they call it. It's from the Disney movie Brave. And it's got Merida shooting her bow, but in her dress, she's got all the designs. Like, there's her triplet little brothers, there's the wisps, there's her mom. I love this one. It's going to be a lot of black and a lot of 939. There's 27 colors in this one, surprisingly. I was not expecting that many colors in this one. So let's put the plastic out of the way and stop crinkling on now. So this is a stamp kit. I know because I can see the fabric already. Y'all, all the yellow is $9.39. There's no $3.10. But all of that yellow is $9.39. What did I get myself into? This will be a good outside project. Again, they send the instructions. This will be a good outside project for when my son is playing, because I can stitch that $9.39 and not really have to pay attention to what I'm doing. So an extra hank of $9.39. There's the colors. Yeah. Look at the oranges, the maroon, and this like teal blue color. I'm liking it. I'm loving it. What's that from? Anyways, and then it comes with the needles that are in the fabric. And then there's the canvas. So this is a stiffer canvas. This is, I do believe this is an 11 count. I didn't look. I will have to. This one doesn't say, but it looks like 11 count. Yeah, we're gonna say it's 11 count because that's what it looks like. Okay. It's not serged around the edges, but it's got a pretty decent border. I'm not really worried about that. The picture up here is printed semi-clear, but the symbols, they're printed pretty clear. I don't really see any that are too much alike other than the purple squares here. So they have this purple and this like pinkish purple, and they've got pink and then like really light pink. So, I mean, it's not nothing too similar that I can't tell the difference in. I should be able to tell the difference pretty easily. I mean, if you look at the stamping, it's pretty clear. Stamping is pretty clear. So, there's the other one. Again, this is from onedaysaving.com. Let's see. I will put the links for these below too. They are having a sale. I say they're having a sale. Hold on. Okay, I'll put the links below for these two specific projects, and I'm gonna get on their website and tell you what their sale is. Free shipping over $50, and if you order over $50 worth of items, you get 2 free gifts out of their little gift section here. They have all sorts of stuff. They've got stamped cross stitch, counted cross stitch, diamond painting, tools, paint by numbers. You can do a customized cross stitch, a customized diamond painting. So there's all, like, a ton of options. So let's start stitching with Merida here. I'm gonna try to decide on, let's start with this bear down here because I want to stitch the bear. I don't normally use a hoop, but I'm going to try using a hoop for the first time on one of my stamped kits. I don't normally use one because, oh yeah, it is super stiff fabric, which I like, you know, because that way it gets really tight in your hoop. Okay, let me get this on this hoop here, and then we can start. So I normally just kind of pick out like one small item or like the main focus of the project to start with on these stamp kits. Sometimes I start with the face if there's a face, but her face is kind of like shadowed. I definitely never start with the big color that, you know, $9.39 on this one. I'm not starting with that. Then I'll get, I always take the needles out of the bottom corner because I end up stabbing myself in the arm or something else. So I'm gonna put one of these needles up here in the top. Okay, so 11 count, I do 3 over 1. There's the stamping section for the bear that I'm going to start with. We're going to look at the color and find it on our key. So I'm going to use that pinkish purple color. It's number 17. So I go here and I get number 17, and I'll do the 3-strand loop start. I showed in slow motion and kind of up close how I do the 3-strand loop start in my live. So I think it'd be my last unboxing that I did. So if you guys want to see how I do that, you can go over there and check it out. This will be my first stitches for the day, y'all. I haven't stitched yet today. I did a floss tube earlier and I haven't been able to get my stitching out yet, so going through withdrawals, you know. Get my ends pretty even here. My dog's walking around on the hardwood floors. You have baby chickens right behind the camera. So you guys have all the extra noises today. So there's my 3 strands on my needle. And I just kind of start towards, I normally start towards the top of the like group of stitches that I'm working on. And this being, there's a little group, like a cluster of these, this color, this symbol. So I'll start right there, and I just kind of work my way through it. I can kind of angle you guys down a little bit. You might be able to see kind of what I'm doing here. It'll be upside down for y'all. I'm sorry. I can't bring myself to pay a ton of money for the stand and the extra camera and the computer and all that just for my YouTube videos. I have a little table upstairs that I guess I could like set up so I could just have my camera like hanging over the edge looking down, but then I'd have to edit the two videos together like side by side, and I don't know how that would work. Or I guess I'd have to like just do a voiceover or something. I don't know. But anyways, they have a bunch of different the Disney princesses. They have a bunch of different ones. They also have where it's the prince and the princess from the movie. There was like Aladdin and Beauty and the Beast. What other ones? There's a couple other ones. I just like Brave. It's one of my favorite movies. And behind the, like I guess you would say the point of the movie, I like that she stands up for herself and says, you know, I'm not going to marry someone that I don't love, and I am going to be my own person. And when she fights for her own hand in marriage during the games, I find that just super inspiring. And that's kind of like how I think of things. Like, I'm my own person, and I don't want to be pushed around and told what to do, and so I think that's really cool. So what I'll do is I'll stitch this one strand right here, and then that way the video is not too long. I will show you guys how I start the counted cross stitch in the center. So I'll do this one strand through the bear right here, and the chickens are jumping around and flying, and they're getting older. They are 4 weeks old. I'm going to do a live stitch with me, I don't know, maybe tomorrow or next week. So keep your eye out on my channel for that. I'll schedule it for when I'm going to do it. And I'll share it on like Facebook. Instagram, something. I'll share that I'm doing a live. So yeah, I just work my way across here. I do full stitches at a time. I don't do the one leg of the stitch, go back and do the other leg. I just do the full leg or the full stitch because I don't want to run out of thread and have a bunch of half stitches and then have to put it down because my son needs something or something like that, and then forget to go back and do the other leg and forget what color it is and everything. So I always do the full stitch at a time. Even when my son's not home, I do the full stitch just in case something comes up. I do love these stamped kits now. They are amazing. I have come to like them, even though they're 11 and 14 count, and I'm used to stitching on 28 count, 1/1. I have come to like these because it's an eyeball break. I don't have to squint and focus. It's a brain break because I don't have to really follow a pattern. I can just look at the canvas. I don't have to constantly be looking at a tablet or at a piece of paper trying to figure out which stitch goes where. So almost done with this thread already. That's the only thing about doing 3 strands, is if you do the loop start, your strands are not as long. It works really well with the confetti heavy patterns, not having the very long strand, because you don't have to worry about cutting it and restarting it or traveling a long ways. So and I'll show you guys the coverage over here on this 11 count and 3 strands. It does really good coverage. These CXC threads are amazing. They are so soft. I don't hardly ever, I think I've had it tangle on me like once or twice, like knot up. The only thing I don't love is the needles, because I like a smaller needle. So let me finish this thread on the back. To finish my threads, I run it under 2 threads and then back through the loop that I created. I don't know how to really explain that. Just basically run it under and like tie it down. So there's my 1 strand. It has really good coverage. I did this greenish right here. Really good coverage. So I'm happy with this. This is going to be a fun kit to work on. Yeah. So if you want this pattern, it is on onedaysaving.com. I do believe they had a counted version as well, not just stamped. So go look at onedaysaving.com. I'll have the link below for that. So let's put that out of the way and let's show you how I start a counted. So fabric, it's square. To find the middle, okay, to find the middle, I fold it in half and I crease it pretty good, and then I fold it in half again and crease it, and then this will be your center. I'll use one of my son's markers right here. This is a center, so I always just kind of, just enough where you can see it when you open it up. Don't tell anybody that I used to use that marker. My son will be mad. Okay, so there's my center. See it? So this isn't perfectly square. So it's gonna go this way. And then I get my pattern and find the middle on my pattern. They have it marked with a red line. Okay. They have it marked with a red line, and it is number 6. So color 564, number 6 on my card. And it's a full stitch. So come over here. I get this. Oh, I forgot to get one of my needles. I just poke one of the needles through the bag to grab it. That way my other one can stay in the bag. So I'm gonna get this one strand off here, but I don't have my lamp over here. I can't hardly see. So I'll do it this way, where I just pull the one out. Since this is 14 count, it will be 2 strands. I'll go ahead and put this back on here so I don't mix it up with nothing. Okay, and then I'll do the loop start, which means I will fold this right in half. I'm a thread licker. Don't come at me. I know all of the dangers. I know it all. I lick my thread to start it. Sorry. Okay, so now that I found my center on my fabric, I have found my center on the pattern. That's when I go and I look and see, okay, there's my center. I have a group of 4 stitches. So I will start with the first one, and then when I start in the center, I like to either work my way up or down so that I can work either from the top down or from the bottom up. So there's my loop start, and there's my first stitch. Okay, so you can see my first stitch right there in the center. Okay, and then the next stitch is to the right. Again, sorry. Sorry you guys can't see this. And then there's 2 stitches underneath it. Okay, so there's my first 4 stitches. I don't normally stitch in hand, so keeping this taut is, I like when my fabric is drum tight in a hoop, and so keeping it taut in hand is a whole different game. Well, there we go. I was struggling there for a second, but I got it. Okay. There's the first 4 stitches. Started in the center, went over, and then did the 2 right underneath. And then, since I did the center, I don't know how I'm going to mark this pattern yet. I'll probably not mark it. If I do mark it, I'll make a copy or something. So I did those, and since I worked the 2 underneath, I'm just gonna keep going down to the next. It's down 1 stitch, skip 1 stitch. And there's another group of 4. So when I start my counted cross stitch, I always start where the pattern tells me to start. Sometimes it says start in the middle, sometimes it says start in the upper left hand corner. The upper left hand corner are for most of my full coverage, and being as this one says start in the center and they have the center marked, I do not know how big of a border that they have on this. It is probably like a 1-inch border. So it's probably, I'm looking on the instructions. It doesn't say. So since I don't know the border, I would have to count the stitches out. And that would not be fun, because then I'm trying to keep track of what you've counted, and nah, not doing that. So, like I said, I start in the center unless it tells me to start in the upper left-hand corner. And I'll just kind of follow this strand. I don't like to travel further than 1 inch. So on this one, 1 inch would be 14 stitches, so a little over, that'd be about a box and a half, a 10 by 10 square and a half. Here I am talking to you, and I just put that in the wrong hole, so you guys are gonna see me frog something as well. I most time, if I mess up, I just stitch in reverse, if that makes sense. I just bring it back, right back through that hole. 1, 2. For the most part, I'm okay with traveling my thread unless it's a dark color and the color that's going to stitch over it is white. When it's a white color stitching over it and it's a dark color thread, sometimes even after washing it, you can see that dark color thread that you traveled with. So I try not to travel with dark colors behind white. I try not to travel more than 1 inch, because if you tie off your thread and restart it, you're going to use about 1 inch of thread. That's why I give myself the inch leeway. So, looks like I'm doing part of the window, which is the center. One, 2, 3, and then another box of 4, and I will show you guys what it looks like. Of course, you're not really going to see much yet, but just so you can see how I start this, and then what I'll do is I'll just pick the next color, and like I said, I'll work my way either up to the top of the pattern or work my way down to the bottom of the pattern. It seems to be easier to work from the top down because of how I stitch. So I'll probably work my way up to the top and then back down, if that makes sense. So I'll finish this right here. Got a couple more stitches. This one will be pretty easy to not have to mark off the pattern as well, just because it's printed in color and it's a fairly small pattern. I don't know the math on exactly how big it is in inches, but in centimeters, it's 15 centimeters by 17 centimeters. It's basically, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 56 stitches by 68 stitches. So that'll tell you on 14 count. So there's how I started. So I worked for my center. I seen that I could go underneath, and then it went back up. So I just worked it back up, and I'll work it. I'll keep going further up. So what I do is I stitch anything that I can reach with this string within this section, within an inch of traveling, and then I'll finish the string off, and then if I can count to the next part where this color is, then I will put it in. If I cannot comfortably count that far and know that I've reached that, counted correctly, if it's too far to count correctly and I feel like I'm going to mess up counting, I will put this strand back on my thread holder. And next time I need this color, I already have 2 strands. I just won't be able to do the loop start. Or I can separate my 2 strands and use one of the strands, double it over, do the loop start. So that's how I start my counted cross stitch kits. I am very pleased with how everything came. Again, I will put the links in the description. I love it. So go to onedaysaving.com and see if there's anything you like. And I will see you guys in my next floss tube. See you later.